Hi, I'm Javon, and today we'll be learning some computation strategies for division using the equation 337 divided by 5. Before solving the equation, we are going to make a quick estimation by simplifying the equation. 337 divided by 5 may seem intimidating at first, but simply rounding the dividend of 337 to 300 will make a world of a difference. We can leave the divisor at 5, since it's already an easy number to divide. Now that we have a much more friendly equation on our hands, we can conclude that 300 divided by 5 will equal a quotient of 60, and the answer to our actual equation will be very close to 60 as well. Next, we'll be using base 10 blocks to solve the equation by means of a concrete strategy. As you can see, we have 337 represented by the base 10 blocks, 3 hundreds, 3 tens, and 7 ones. My strategy to solve the equation using these blocks is to divide the dividend of 337 into 5 equal groups, giving us our quotient. Starting with the 300s, it can be tricky to divide 3 items into 5 groups, so I found it much easier to divide each hundred into these groups individually. Left with the equation 100 divided by 5, we can easily deduce an answer of 20. The 5 20s we are left with will be placed evenly into the 5 groups, and the same steps will be followed for the other 200s. Now, each of the 5 groups will contain 60 blocks. Next, with the 3 tens, we'll take the same approach we took with the 300s. After dividing 10 by 5, we'll have a quotient of 2, and an overall total of 6 blocks from the 3 tens will be added to each of the 5 groups. Finally, the 7 ones must be evenly distributed into the 5 groups. We know that 5 can only fit into 7 ones, so 1 block will be added to each of the 5 groups and there will be a remainder of 2. Now that we've successfully broken down our dividend of 337 into 5 groups, all we need to do is add up all the blocks from one of the groups to get our answer. As you can see, 337 divided by 5 is equal to 67 and a remainder of 2. Next, we'll be using pictorial and symbolic representations to solve this equation. Just like the concrete approach to this problem we used previously, we are going to break down 337 into 5 equal groups to find the answer. Beginning with the hundreds, we know that 100 will break down into 5 20s, and just as we've learned before, there will be a total of 60 in each group. Onto the tens, we follow the exact same method, isolating one of the tens rather than dividing all 3 into 5 groups. We know that 20 can be broken down into 5 groups of 2, and that ultimately 6 will be added to each of the 5 groups. Finally, we are left with the 7 ones. We know that 5 can only go into 7 ones, so each group will receive 1 with a remainder of 2 left over. After counting one of the 5 groups from either the pictorial or symbolic representation of our equation, we can conclude that our quotient will be 67 with a remainder of 2. Last but not least, we'll be solving the equation using one of my personal strategies. This time around, we'll be breaking down the dividend into simpler terms, making division a lot easier. Initially, we'll split the dividend of 337 to 337. 300 is ready to be divided by 5, but 37 can still use some work. Next, we'll split 37 into 35 and 2. Now we're ready to start dividing. As shown in our prediction, we know that 300 divided by 5 is equal to 60. 35 divided by 5 is equal to 7. Ultimately, we can add the 60 and 7 together to get a total of 67 with a remainder of 2. Now that we've successfully used the concrete, pictorial, and symbolic approach as well as a personal strategy to solve this equation, I'm confident that we can masterfully solve 337 divided by 5 and any other division question that we may come across. Thank you for joining me in this lesson. Have a great day.